You know what I hate?
What's that?
When
Jews?
Pussy?
When ads have
racist, sexist bastard.
when ads have good anime, like get like an animation studio to do really good work.
Oh, like the chocolate ad?
Yeah, like Trigger, that McDonald's ad.
Oh my god, yeah.
And
Dude,
because
there's so
I'm just
much
like-
porn of that McDonald's ad.
I bet. I'm just like, fuck. Now I just want a TV show.
Yeah.
A lot of times it happens with
I
like
just want
mobile games.
fuck all those McDonald's girls.
Well, one of them's like 6, Eric. You probably shouldn't say that. they're all
He's the one who got kicked by it.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen the commercial.
Yeah.
But
Did you see
Like a
Trigger's
sexist,
chocolatier?
racist,
did you see the Trigger chocolate ad?
No.
Oh, it looks so good. It's so catchy.
Wild.
After this episode, we'll have to show you. It's like
Yeah.
Me, but it's for a fucking chocolate
It
company.
happens a lot with mobile games where they'll have like an ad that's like a great animation and stuff, and you're just like, oh man, what is the TV show? And there's like Genshin Impact. You're like, fuck you.
Did you see their new fucking game coming up?
No.
Oh, it looks so good, actually.
Yeah?
Weirdly, it looks like
what looks good about it.
Genshin Impact.
it's like their new. It looks like it plays like Devil May Cry or something. The animation is
Whoa.
Devil May
obscenely
Cry,
good.
except exclusively for pedophiles. Sure.
Yeah,
I mean, you know.
exactly. Now that's a game Eric can get behind.
That's the one.
But yeah, it looks like it plays like Devil May Cry. Well, by the way, welcome to the Anything Cast. I'm Patrick.
I'm Eric.
I'm Will. We have been forgetting to do that for a while.
We have been. I got to write it on the whiteboard in big fucking letters.
Yeah,
Just
say the goddamn intro.
Say the intro.
What's it called? Do you remember?
What's it called?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember what it's called.
okay.
It just looks like a lot of fun.
If you had to guess, I'm gonna guess my strange hack and slash in a new world that my grandfather, who was a wizard, sent me to when he was 7.
And then
Yeah.
it'd be really short in Japanese, but then when you translate it, it's extremely
ridiculous,
long.
yes.
First scene is you getting hit by a truck. Your grandfather's driving. I'm sending you to another world, boy!
And let's remember, if we're translating it from Japanese to English, we have to add a whole bunch of woke LGBTQ plus stuff.
Voice actors,
Absolutely.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have to ruin the dialogue.
I haven't looked into that at all, but that has been all over my feed.
Yeah,
But-
I haven't looked into it at all either.
There's like a whole controversy about like there are local translators right now who are doing woke translations,
right
quote
now.
unquote.
Fuck that. It's been for the past
Sure,
10 years.
but it's
Yeah.
big right now. It's in the zeitgeist right now.
Do you know what show?
Lots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
lots of them. So
A great many.
there's
Yeah.
a big stir about it. I like I said, I haven't looked into it because I don't give a shit.
I mean, I've looked into it, and the thing is, Japan's fucking political climate is nothing like ours. They think gays are funny. I mean, and they are. Getting fucked
Yeah.
in the ass is funny.
yeah, queers,
Patrick.
you're clowns.
What?
Nothing is funny.
That's true.
Okay,
I forget.
that's
I'm sorry.
offensive.
I'm sorry. Especially not chopping off your own dick.
Or
Nothing
nailing
is
it to
funny.
a board.
Except straight
calling yourself
white
a woman.
males. Straight white males.
No, I hear
funny.
those are abhorrent. I hear those are actually Satan. Those are
Yes,
the devil.
but it's okay
That's
to
the
make
devil.
jokes about them, despite the fact that no one really does.
What do you? Well, I mean, Ben Shapiro made that rap song. I mean, that was
No,
pretty
no,
much
Ben
like.
Shapiro is a joke.
Oh, damn it.
But he's not white.
That's right. He's Jewish.
I guess that's why.
It's been long enough. We need to answer this question right now. Can Jews finally be considered white people?
I thought you were gonna say
The
be
ones in the
funny.
United States can, because I can barely tell the difference between you and a white person. I wouldn't know until they told me. I didn't know the man who married himself into my family was Jewish.
But when he found out, whew, boy, you should have been there. My
Say,
God.
come on down to campfire, we'll get ourselves hanging.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
I'd known him for years, I was just like, I've never heard you talk about like temple. And it's
Oh,
just like,
you-
yeah, I don't
You've never
practice, I guess.
What do
but,
they
you
call
know.
it?
What, temple?
No, like what is the Yiddish thing? That's Turkey, isn't
I
it?
mean,
Yiddish is like the language.
No,
Oh.
Yiddish is like a combination of like Germanic languages and the old Jewish languages.
Yeah,
That's-
Yiddish is a language.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I'm just saying it's not the language.
No, that's Hebrew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yiddish is a combination of.
What are you
old-
asking, Will?
What do they call the old Egyptian language?
Oh, Coptic.
Hebrew?
Nah, no way.
It's Coptic.
Coptic?
Yes.
I got
That sounds like something I
I got
was
some
gonna
goddamn
say.
Coptic for you. I got a
Yeah,
big old
bro.
Coptic for you,
Hell
baby.
yeah, bro.
Yeah, very different language.
Why does Coptic sound like a medication?
If you or your loved ones have taken Coptic in the
What
past,
other ancient Egyptian words do you know to compare
hieroglyphic.
it to? Hieroglyphic
No,
is an
hieroglyphic.
English word.
You heard it correct.
Hieroglyphic. Hieroglyphic is a very complicated English word describing a pictographic alphabet.
How many dudes
Which
you
was
think got
called
into?
Coptic.
Yes, Coptic.
Coptic.
I'm not sure if the hieroglyphics themselves were called Coptic, but yeah.
More like cock dick, am I right? Hell yeah.
And it's also worth noting that there's probably
Give me a fucking hell yeah.
there might be different languages, technically
Patrick,
speaking,
put in
for
a
the
sound
different empires, like the old, the middle, and the
Who's
new.
your favorite Bronze Age empire?
The Byzantines.
The Byzantine. That's a good one.
that's
I
a
like
good
the
one.
Byzantines a
The
lot.
Persians.
That's a big problem since the Byzantines didn't exist
Persians
until about
bronze?
2,000
No,
years
they're
after the
just what
Bronze
the-
Age. But,
yeah.
you know,
What?
Byzantines were
They're
founded in 500 AD, about 1,000,
They're not bronze?
15,000.
They're not Bronze Age? I thought the Byzantine
Really?
Empire
Nah,
was
Byzantine's
a bronze.
Bro, Byzantine?
That's one of the reasons the Byzantines
Eastern
fell.
Roman Empire.
No, that's the
That's the
Babylonians.
Byzantine.
No,
the
the Babylonians are the
Oh,
fucking.
the
That's who
ones
I
from
thought
the
you
Bible.
meant.
That's what I was thinking
Yeah,
about too.
no,
So
ancient
anyways,
Babylon.
Babylonians would be a good choice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Babylonians
no,
are
the
cool.
Byzantines didn't even start existing until 500
Jesus, Eric,
AD.
I didn't know you read my fucking YouTube comments.
And
or
they
your
fucking-
history teacher, God, or my dad.
They
Eric, why are you
existed
my
until-
dad all of a sudden?
They existed until like the middle of the Renaissance.
All right, we get it. You love the Byzantines. You're a big Byzantine fan. Who's your favorite Byzantine emperor, Eric?
Justinian.
He's a good one. All right. So back to the main topic, the Bronze Age. Yeah, the Bronze Age. Babylonians a good choice. I like the Assyrians. Is that who
Assyrians are pretty interesting.
they were? Basically, they just run around fucking up people's cities like a bunch of goddamn savages.
You like that? Then you're gonna love mine.
Go ahead.
Because I'm gonna take a weird cop out answer out of left field.
Yeah,
The Sea Peoples.
the Sea Peoples. Who's that?
That is about 1/3 of the Bronze Age collapse.
Okay, now explain that.
Okay, so the Sea Peoples, as they're known in history, are a group of people who started randomly fucking coming in from the sea.
The Atlanteans?
As far as everyone knew, maybe.
Hell yeah, dude.
The
Atlantis
trick
is
is-
real.
What
I want to
happened
imagine now
was-
it was the Aztecs invading from EU4.
What the prevailing theory is that the socioeconomic world economy that had happened because of the Bronze Age and all the trade networks, there were some famines, some bullshit like that, and the trade routes collapsed, bronze supplies fucked up, and then a bunch of like small tertiary tribes all lost the ability to be autonomous at the same time, basically. And then they all tried to migrate at the same time, and then they started banding together. And when they came across the sea, random ass groups of seemingly unrelated barbarians came crashing down on the shores of the Mediterranean. Egypt was one of the only ones that was able to fend them off. Everybody else kind of got fucked over all across like that whole area right there. And nobody knows who the fuck they were. They just said there were a bunch of sea peoples.
It sounds like Genghis Khan or something.
Yeah.
They just
Kinda
came
like
in
that.
and just...
Well, I thought.
Without the grand organization.
Okay, but the
It's
rape
like-
was still there.
Oh, yeah,
Probably.
all the
Yeah,
time.
absolutely.
This is
That's
the Bronze Age.
Yeah. I imagine they were quite rapey.
Yeah. Also, I bet fucking venereal diseases were
They had
super
Conan
common.
running around.
Yeah. They had lambskin condoms.
Nah,
Hell
maybe
yeah.
pig intestines.
There were no condoms.
And if you,
there were no condoms.
if you
If
were
a dick was in pig intestines, it's because he was fucking the pig.
Did you see that fucking vibrator that Egyptian lady had that was like they would fill it with bees? It was just it was a golden
ingenious.
That is great.
It was a
That's
golden
actually pretty
tube.
smart.
And they just fill it with bees.
That's
you-
kind of smart. I get that though.
yeah.
Did you see? Did you see the new Dune popcorn cup?
No, what is
Oh
it?
yes, I saw that. I saw
It
that.
looks like a fleshlight.
Does it?
Yeah, it's just the worm coming out right of the cup.
Oh,
and then
nice.
like it's got it's the circle and then like some soft like
It's all ribbed for your
ribbed
pleasure on the
Oh,
inside.
okay.
If you had a dick with 8-inch circumference, then you probably could use it as a fleshlight. So Patrick, you're pretty well in.
I'll check it out.
Go get the Dune popcorn bucket.
Yeah, we'll
so
do.
part 2 for Dune's coming out soon, or is that just?
It has to be right.
Yeah, it has to be.
I would guess so.
I mean, I just
Did you
now
watch the
started
first
seeing
one?
the pictures.
Did you guys see the first one?
I've
Nah.
seen bits and pieces of it, and I've
Would you do the
heard
spice?
a lot of the like.
Would I do spice?
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea what it does. I don't know much about. I saw the first one, but I don't really know what spice does.
I actually have
Get your superpowers?
heard a lot of like,
I hope so. I don't know anything about Dune.
son of a bitch, you don't know either. Has anyone here watched? Okay, you've watched the first newer one. Just came out.
I tried
but
to
it
read
was
the-
just a fucking shonen protagonist movie. It was just like you were the. It was just
It's a chosen one story.
Yeah,
for
it was
sure,
like Bleach. It was like watching Bleach, except for it's a sci-fi.
I mean, I don't know. I just like fucking. I tried to read the book once. I got bored.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're ADHD.
it's really
How are you
long.
going to read Dune?
Yeah, I hear Dune is excessively long and detailed.
Yeah, it is. It's like fucking reading Tolkien. You know what's crazy that I have read all the way through?
Ender's Game.
The entire fucking what is it called? What's that C.K. Lewis book series?
Oh, The Golden Compass.
Nah, the other one.
No, The Lion, the Witch, and the
Books of
Wardrobe.
Narnia.
Narnia.
Yeah, I've read the entire Narnia series.
Yeah, it's
and it was
because
in
that's
a
like
big
Lord of the
ass,
Rings for
huge
like
book.
conservative retards.
Hey, my dad loves those books.
Okay, it's for conservatives who, wanted a less complicated version of Tolkien to read.
Did you like Watership Down?
I've never actually seen it, but I've.
Oh, we got to watch Watership
Watership
Down.
Down's a good one.
Yeah, Watership Down's fucking. That's all that reminds me of. Like
That's the
Narnia reminds
rabbits,
me of.
right?
Yeah, it's like the
Nah,
fucked
how
up
does
rabbits
Narnia
thing.
remind you of Watership
I don't know,
Down?
dude. My brain goes directly to Watership Down when I think of like all
Is it
those
because of like the
fucking
Prince
shows.
Caspian shit? Like all the
Yeah,
animals?
yeah. It's all the animals on the boat. And
I
I'm
never
like,
read any of those novels that were about all the talking animals.
They're
and
not
stuff
that
like
good.
that.
Like once
Redwall.
you
Yeah.
get out of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, the series takes a big ass downturn.
Did you read
no, I was
Redwall,
talking
dude?
about Redwall. Yeah.
Redwall? Is
Yeah.
that the owl book?
No, it's the one with all the like badgers and the mice and the rats and shit.
Oh,
They're all
no,
like
no.
knights and shit.
Nah, I didn't
It's
read
what
that
Mouse Guard's based on.
one. Ah.
Yeah. You remember
Yeah, I
going
heard
to
a lot of good
fucking
things.
Scholastic Book Fair, dude?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Redwall, dude. Scholastic Book Fair. Captain
Yeah,
Underpants,
Captain
dude.
Underpants.
Okay.
Yep.
Here's my thing about
was
the
gonna
whole
try and bring down the
Redwall,
intelligence level
that
there.
one with about the owls and shit like that. Nah, I was a Warrior stan.
Oh,
I
the
read
cats.
I read the
The
cats.
cats.
Yeah,
Hell
I read
yeah,
about
dude.
the cats.
Oh yeah, I never picked any of those up. I did read the Animorphs though. I got a
Oh,
good,
hell
like,
yeah, dude.
I got banned from reading those books.
Why?
My mom thought
Evolution.
they were satanic.
Oh.
Because of
well, they are.
roots
So
to
she's-
evolution.
Yeah.
Yeah. She
Even
was
though
right.
it is not a fucking huge theme per
Nope.
se outside
No.
of the powers.
But those books are satanic, so she was right to ban you from them.
Those kids actually get super fucking militant near the end of that shit, I hear. Because I only got like 15 in, but there's like 30 or 40 books. And apparently it gets to where like, yeah, I'll let my mom burn to death to take down this alien cruiser or something like
damn.
that. Where it's just like, because one of their like moms is taken over by one of the aliens.
I am
And
shocked
like
I
it
got
gets
to
to where
read.
it's just like, no, I'll just have to sacrifice you then.
Damn, I am shocked I got to read Harry Potter.
Me too.
That actually, makes a whole lot less sense.
Yeah, I
That
got
is-
I got to read Harry Potter, and I got to read the Magic Tree House.
That's the sure way to fucking Satan's army,
I
too.
feel like the
Harry
Magic
Potter.
Treehouse is a
Yeah.
little bit more
It had Morgana in it.
Magic Treehouse.
Yeah,
You don't remember the Magic Treehouse, dude?
I feel like
classic.
I do. What was it?
The Scholastic Book Fair.
That's a classic book fair, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
Magic Tree House. Went to the dinosaurs. Went to the Ninja World.
God. Just
Found
Yeah.
Merlin. Found Morgana. Morgana was like, Merlin's an evil bitch. And then Merlin was like, hey, actually though.
for real, though.
Yeah.
Would. You know what I'm saying?
Merlin? Yeah, would.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I just want to
Yeah.
say, Scholastic Book Fair, though, peak fucking childhood memories.
Yeah,
I mean, you
getting,
remember all
getting
the-
those pencils?
Hell yeah, dude. Getting all the cool stuff at the Scholastic Book Fair.
Being able to afford none of it? Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I actually only touched.
Oh, wait,
the
no,
book
sorry. You
fair.
could afford it, couldn't you?
True. My mom sent me in there with like $100.
Oh
She was
my
like, get
God,
whatever
dude.
you want, kid.
Fucking like my mom would, I would go in there and I'd be like, Mom, can I get it? And she'd be like, yeah, get the eraser and the pencil, and that's it.
My mom would be like, get whatever you want. And I'd be like, ew, books, gay. And then yeah.
I could get a book, but
And then he went to
all that
the-
other shit. I had to get like nothing.
Then he went to the Books a Million, Pokemon night, and his mom bribed everyone to give him all the best cards and the badges.
No, you're conflating two different events. Close, though.
That was Exodia that she bought
Yes,
outright
yeah.
for like $100, and then she bribed
She
guy
bribed
to
the
give you all
fucking
the-
guy running the Pokemon card league at Books a Million to like give me all the badges. She's like the guy that was at Books a Million. She was like, how much money do I got to give you to where you just give me one of all of those badges? And he was just like, I don't know, at $100. And she was like, done. She just handed him $100 and gave me all the badges.
I
and
wish
was
you
like,
had those
"Sweet."
badges. I would love to see them.
Oh, I think
And
we
then
still
I'm
got them
sure
somewhere.
He used
Oh,
that
my
money on
God,
drugs.
yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he's
absolutely.
a Books a Million employee in charge of a bunch of Pokemon.
That went straight
Best
to
case
weed.
scenario: $30 in video games, $70 in weed.
Hell yeah.
Straight to the pocket of some Nazi.
It was Eric.
I miss those days, Eric. I miss going to the Books a Million to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, in my full SS garb,
Yes. I remember
selling Nazi weed to children.
God. A true
Nazi
Mississippian.
weed. I like to imagine like in the little baggie that it comes in, it's specifically like made in a way where it's shaped like a swastika.
The weed is shaped like a
Yeah.
swastika.
Yeah.
You thought the cross joint was impressive. Look at this.
Do you think 4 people like what if you made a
swastika joint?
yeah, and then like could you get like 4 people to
It's totally
smoke that?
something 4chan's done before.
That's
right?
not how multi-ended joints work. You don't have multiple mouthpieces. You have multiple lit ends.
Yeah, but you could put like a hole in the center of the swastika. And
Yeah,
then
but
they
it would
could
fall apart after like 3
Yeah,
hits.
definitely.
Like, you
It'd
know,
fall apart.
you want to be
That's
able to smoke it down to the center. You
Well,
know,
these are
that's the idea of,
Nazis,
like,
Eric.
We
They're not
really
smart.
need to get better at like
That's-
hookah weed
Yeah, but
technology.
they're good at engineering.
Have you
That
seen?
was the one thing they were good, objectively good at.
Yeah, even then you could really find a lot of objective flaws.
Yeah, but then several less in the American.
All I'm saying is Sherman tank, best tank, baby.
This is one of my favorite things of all time. that
M3
the-
Sherman, best tank of the war. High IQ play.
I think some Sherman pilots would argue with you on that. They tried really hard to be white supremacists, and they just kept trying and trying. Look at that, that poor baby.
Patrick,
Look at they were
put
trying
up
so
the
hard.
Patrick,
That
put up
is-
the messed up. We're looking at. I pulled up swastika fails.
I think this goes back to what I was saying the other day about how white supremacy kind of roots itself out via like incest
Stupid.
and
Yeah,
other such
dumbasses.
things.
Yes.
The genes wear themselves out after a moment.
that is the moment. I want to imagine like they got up to the wall and all their like little Nazi friends were behind them, and they were like, "Come on, man, do it!" And they got up there and they're like, "All right, I'm gonna do the swastika." And that moment is the exact moment they blanked out and they were like, "Fuck, how do I do a swastika?"
They were just
All I'm
nervous.
saying is, if I was into eugenics, the first people to go would be the white supremacists.
Yeah.
So, like, sorry guys, you guys really don't make the cut. I mean,
It's just so they're just so fun. I love like the fact that they
that
can't
one,
even get
that
their
one
own
looks like
symbol
a
right.
shitty cross.
Yeah,
It's like you did realize for this ideal to work, only the healthy white people would be moving forward, right? Like not you fucking 6-fingered genetic abominations.
yeah.
You
can't even
guys,
get the
you
symbol
guys
to your
aren't the ones.
Thing right.
You're not even the thing you think you are, and that's because the thing you think you are doesn't exist. Like
What Ubermensch, dude?
yeah,
You're like the perfect Ubermensch. You're like the. You are the
I'm the
Ubermensch.
perfect,
Male.
beer-gutted, alcoholic,
Yes,
went to
dude.
school for theater, working at a dog kennel, having ass.
Have you ever seen a German man? Mm-hmm. You're like every perfect
I
German
saw this
man.
one in a bunch of black and white footage with a weird mustache, but
That's yeah. Who was that guy?
other than that guy though, if I see
The
someone
screamy
who's
guy, right?
German, I don't think
Nah,
that
man,
they're
every German guy
I'm
I
just
see
like,
is a
that's
clean
white
shaven.
guy. Yeah, these days they're a little afraid to wear extravagant mustaches these days.
Yeah, every German
Since-
man I see is clean shaven as fuck.
Look at all his early photos from like the late 1800s right up until like the 1940s.
You know that mustache was
Just-
was a British mustache.
mustaches
It was,
all day.
the British made that famous.
Oh yeah, that's
Well, before Hitler made it famous.
it fell out of popularity there too for some reason.
Who's that?
Shortly after.
the guy you just said.
Hitler?
Look
Yeah,
at me.
who's that?
That was a guy who
Was like a good guy.
I'm
Was like
mostly Scandinavian, dude. Look at my mustache. It's like thick
It's-
and
it's
dark.
colored in the
Hitler
wrong
area,
places.
and then it's all like white and thin off to the edges. Look at it. It's designed to.
Your mustache is this close to not passing the test, Eric.
Yeah, you do look kind of like this guy. I just looked him up. This Hitler guy. You do kind of look. Patrick, put up a
Close.
picture of Eric. Did you guys fucking hear that WWE is coming to Netflix?
Yes, I did.
It's not going to be on television anymore. It's going to be on fucking Netflix.
Yeah, they have
No
a
shit.
they have a 10-year deal, and at the 5th year, they get to decide whether they keep it or not.
Yeah, that's so fucking cool. I cannot wait to watch
it won't
WWE
be all
on
of
Netflix.
it. It'll just be Raw.
It's still, that's fine. I don't mind.
And you could skip to the wrestling portions and skip all the talking parts.
Oh, fuck you.
yes.
That's the best part is all the talking parts.
Yeah,
Like Attitude
it's true.
Era WWE, best stuff was the talking
Oh, wait,
parts.
do
of
we get to
wrestlings.
see all the classics, you mean? Like, they're going
I
to...
hope so.
I doubt it. There's no way.
Oh,
Well,
so they're-
they do have their own streaming network, so that's probably where they all go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you can watch all the like big Attitude
Can
Era
you
stuff on
watch, like,
YouTube.
old, like, wrestling? Can you watch, like, old WCW and
Yeah,
WWF?
a lot of it's on YouTube.
Yeah, a lot of it's on YouTube.
Like, the whole, like,
Yeah, like
episodes?
the whole,
I
like
don't
the
know.
whole thing. Me and Kira were watching it not long ago. Yeah, if you want to watch old wrestling, you can just get on YouTube and search for a fight.
I haven't watched redneck anime in so long.
I know. It's so fucking, it's so instilled into our culture that
I was in the Hulk Hogan with NWO and Goldberg.
I've been to Larry King's bar.
Larry King.
Yeah.
the guy that does the interviews, the old man that like died.
Larry King
Live?
the news
Larry
reporter.
King, no, Larry King Lawler, the fucking famous announcer.
Larry Lawler.
Larry
Yeah.
Lawler.
The
Oh.
fucking king.
The king.
Larry King kind of have a different connotation these days. I've actually
Fair
got. It's funny because my wife's uncle who passed away a while back used to be a huge local wrestling fan, and he actually had a ton of like old brochures that were signed by local wrestlers.
Bro.
And he's got like a shit ton there from Lawler.
My grandfather was also a huge local wrestling fan, and he would watch Larry Lawler.
Yeah.
He would watch his his local show. And like I have seen him fight Jason and win.
Jason?
Yeah, dude.
Like Machete Jason?
Yes, Larry Lawler.
All right, Jason X though?
No, you probably wouldn't win against Jason X.
Okay, that's
he's
what I thought.
Futuristic.
Yeah,
got
yeah,
hard
yeah.
metal skin. You know, you got to vacuum out into space. It's not.
Oh
gonna
my
work
god,
out.
Larry Lawler versus Jason X in space?
I would watch it.
Oh, okay, yeah, I would too.
It's also worth knowing that because of the Rock's family being involved in some of the local wrestling scene, I've actually met people. I've only met the actual person in passing, but I met someone who was actually married to some of the Rock's like super extended family that's still in the area.
The more and more I look
Yeah.
at you, the more I can see the Hitler mustache.
Now, the mustache is very prominent only in the Hitler area.
now that
and
you've
then
brought
it's
it
like,
up,
yeah.
I just every time I look at you, I'm like, he's right. I do see.
I mean, look at it. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. Like, I was so pissed for the longest time as it was like
Have you ever-
finally coming in, and the edges just
white.
stayed kind of like super light and blonde, and it doesn't go around my mouth, so I can't do a goatee at all.
Mine
this is
neither,
just
dude.
kind of patchy right here.
Have you ever like shaved it off?
Yeah, clean up her
but
lip.
Not, but not the
have-
one part.
I considered it very briefly, but I was too young and didn't have a good enough mustache.
I bet
for
you could get some free weed out
because
of it.
I was. It was in a.
I know a guy
My
who'd be
brain
really
caught
into
up
it.
with that after a couple seconds.
Yeah, I know a guy who'd be really into it.
No, when I was in The Sound of Music, I briefly considered it once.
That would be really funny.
But I didn't. I was too young. I didn't have a good enough mustache to pull it off.
If
Sound-
this is your first episode, Eric's drug dealer is a Nazi.
Was a Nazi, I think, right?
I have.
Well, see,
a
listen, he can't
drug
even.
dealer
He can't even just be like,
can't
no,
even.
he's not.
that accrued a swastika tattoo in prison a few decades ago.
Stamper
Yeah.
in his newest interview said that like highly implied, he has a swastika tattoo because he went to
What?
prison. Yeah,
well.
the guy asked him, he was like, "You got any tattoos?" He's like, "Yes." And he was like, "Can you show me?" He's like, "No."
Ha!
You get demonetized. And he was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Yeah, man. When you go to prison, you gotta, you gotta
Do what you got. I've heard that
do
a
what you
lot
gotta
too.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard that. If you go to prison, you're going to be segregated, and you better fucking like
And
it.
then he went into how they do them in prison. So I was
Yeah.
kind of inclined to believe him. He
Yeah,
he
no.
started talking about how they
I've-
mix it with toothpaste and shit.
Yeah, I have always heard that. If you go to prison,
Jesus.
your ass will be segregated, and you will like it.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, prison is literally about skin color.
Yes.
It's very strange.
Well,
a
it's
great
it's not.
place to
It's about skin color
be.
and location. So like, you can get away. Like I've heard stories about people like
It depends on what prison you're in. too,
getting away with
you
like
know.
being a different race, and then like, but because they're in the local area of that gang or whatever, you know,
just-
then it's okay.
There's a
That
certain
is
point-
usually a jail thing.
There's a
Yeah,
certain
it is more
point-
important from what I hear about knowing somebody in whatever area you're supposed to be. But then like secondary is definitely your race. Yes.
Eric
Yeah,
knows
there-
all about it with
There's
his
a certain
mustache.
point where just ironically, who you are as a person will take precedent over what specific race you are, just because you align more with this group.
That's true, too.
That's like,
Like,
and they see that, and like, you clearly don't align with the other groups, and it's just like, oh, well, that guy makes more sense to hang out over here, even though he looks different. But everyone either doesn't relate to him or can't stand him in the other groups.
How do you get away
So
with
it
being
would
just
just
like
make
kind
more
of a
sense.
cool dude in prison? Just kind of like a chill
I think
guy.
you got to become like, you got to join like a religious group, I think.
Yeah, I think that's probably the only way to
Like-
stay neutral, is to stay part of one of the chiller religious groups.
Yeah, just get really
Honestly,
hard into Christianity.
I was gonna actually
Christianity,
funny.
Islam,
I was gonna say
Buddhism.
my best thing is to say Islam.
I was going to say go Islam, because
Muslims are-
who is going to fuck with the Islamic people?
the Muslims, and I gotta admit, I've even met some
'Cause, like, look, Christianity-
halfway house people working at the shelter, like to do stuff before.
Yeah,
And
you're running
a
the
couple
risk.
of them were Muslims, and they were super chill.
You're running. I feel like you're running the risk with Christianity, because like you're getting real close to the Aryan gang.
Yeah.
And they are real close to the KKK. I can see how you could make the jumps. But
feel like-
I feel like you're not going to win any points
Maybe
with
if you're
any of
Catholic-
your
You're not
own
going to win any
race.
points with the Aryans by
No,
associating
no.
with the Muslims,
But you will. I think you will be safe, because, and this is why I say that, because as far as
You
I'm
say
aware,
because you could get away with it.
yeah, as far as I'm aware, in the Quran,
The Quran.
yeah, Quran,
Yeah.
that
That's the Quran with an extra chromosome.
like Muslims are supposed to stick together, right? Like if someone hurts another Muslim, you're supposed to be like, hey, I'm about to fuck you up.
Yeah, a jihad is a reclamation of something already
So I'm
owned
just
by
saying,
another
with
Muslim.
that threat,
I like that Eric is all of a sudden Muslim.
Yeah.
I'm glad you got bit by that
Well-
Muslim. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
I
he's
need to
been
quit going
studying
to
a lot
Ware
of
country.
Yeah.
he's been studying a lot of Malcolm X.
Yeah.
Y'all need to make a decision.
What?
I'm
Malcolm
be
X
a
was
Muslim,
Muslim
deeply involved with Malcolm X, and aware racist.
and
Oh, wait,
involved
it's
with
not
a
full moon.
Nazi.
It's not a full moon.
And yeah.
That's it. My bad. I forget.
Yeah. Would you guys have
We're
been
gonna make it very confusing as to where
Where anyone actually
all
aligns.
right. Fuck, Mary, kill. No, I'm just-
Malcolm
Muslims,
X,
Christians,
Mike
Jews,
Tyson,
and Martin Luther
or
King.
Will
Oh, no,
Smith.
no. Here's a better one. Fuck, marry, kill, Jew, Christian, Muslim.
Ooh.
Well, I gotta marry Christian.
No, you got to marry the Jew. He's got the money.
Ooh, okay.
You fuck the
Uh-oh.
Muslim. You kill the Christian. Is what he wants. You hang him up on a cross.
It is a death cult.
They like
You're not-
that.
Yeah,
you're
they
not
like
wrong.
that's what he wants.
You're not
They
wrong.
can't
It
commit
is a-
suicide.
Exactly.
Life
It's
is
what he
shitty.
wants.
Everyone
They
agrees
want
with
to be
that,
persecuted.
so, you know.
Exactly.
And if they're
They have a
Mormon,
huge
even
persecution.
better.
Exactly.
Yeah, most Christians have a persecution complex.
I like how
or
in
at least
that-
most willing to talk about it.
I
I
like
hope
how
my
in-
dad doesn't hear this episode. He's gonna be so upset.
Environment is a lot of anything, man. It's like most of the people I like are white because most of the people I know are white. The second
heard it
highest
here
number.
first.
You heard it here, folks.
The second
You heard
highest,
it here.
I was gonna say the second highest number is black, and almost all of them are Christian.
I was
So
gonna say.
I don't have any other like friends to choose from. So like most of the people I like are Christians.
Hey, speaking of black, have you ever
So,
heard of the
like-
Black Knight satellite?
Yeah, it's a horse shit. It's just a piece of space debris that peeled off of a.
My dad was trying to like just feed me conspiracies about that.
What is this?
The Black Knight
So-
satellite is a piece of debris that peeled off of a spaceship, and everyone has their conspiracy.
I can give you
boner
a quick
about it.
summary.
It's a nothing burger.
So it's believed that NASA is covering up its existence and origin. There's claims that it's a spacecraft of extraterrestrial origin in the
Okay.
near polar orbit of Earth. Or it could just be space debris from a heat shield.
Okay, so it's just hanging out up there.
Yeah, and so
As
they
does
think
all
that it's
space
been
debris.
there forever. Like they think some people, ancient people, like Galileo, saw it.
Galileo saw this big thing, and
Yeah.
he was, what did he say about it?
He said, "A bippity boppity! Oh my God! There's a thing in the air!"
Patrick, put some music behind that. Make it fit.
Yes.
Put the pizza
And he
music
said, "Oh
behind
my
it.
God!" because he was he was against the Catholics at that time. That's when he discovered
Oh, okay.
it. Like the Catholics were like, "We
he
don't
said
like."
this is the new god.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The Catholics were like, "We don't like your gravity research."
he got crucified.
They're
didn't
all
he?
Italian. That's why or were they Portuguese?
He got crucified, right?
The Pope himself
Galileo?
nailed
No, he
his
got
hand.
pushed off the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah,
Tower of Pizza.
That's awesome.
The fucking the Catholics at the time like took him up there because they were like, you discovered gravity, and that pissed us off, and they kicked him out.
Oh, hell
They
yeah,
discovered he discovered gravity. They discovered defenestration.
dude. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was a Russian invention. Almost
no,
certain.
much like
It was
everything
it's
else,
a
they
Byzantine-
adopted it and stole it from someone else that they made research
From the
for them
Romans.
before blowing their brains out with a Makarov.
The greatest Russian pastime.
I got to be completely honest. I honestly believe that in the name of like being humane, all executions should be done by Makarov to the back.
Did you just
of the
hear
head.
about the Alabama thing?
Yes, and I think that performative fucking humanity is gross, and we need to kill people quickly and efficiently.
Supposedly
and stop
nitrogen-
trying to make it a fucking huge thing.
Supposedly nitrogen is very humane. Like you don't even notice.
Yeah, he just thinks
Yeah.
it's like a pussy way to go. That's all he's saying.
Yeah, and everyone's like, super concerned because he convulsed a little before he died, which all people do.
Everybody's
But,
gonna goddamn
like,
convulse.
that-
It's a natural reaction.
I like the
If
sound you made with your lips
If you
there for a second.
induce an unnatural
What sound did I
death,
make?
they will always
It's
convulse.
your voice, baby.
And here's the other thing: if they die naturally,
Like,
they always convulse.
what are you gonna tell me next? Oh my God, he shit himself when he died.
Yeah. Now, the whole thing is like, we moved away from like the more quote unquote like brutal things for
Yeah.
like the sake of humanity or whatever. And it's just like that pursuit has led to the worst shit over the years, like hangings and whatnot, where it's just like,
And gay people being out and proud, am I right? Yuck.
like, you know what doesn't fail?
Nitrogen.
3 to the back of the head.
3? Damn, you'd waste a third?
Yeah,
That seems
because you're
excessive.
concerned about fucking humanity. So it's just like, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put 3 hollow points in the back of his head.
You heard it here first.
And he's gonna
Eric's favorite
immediately, his lights
scene
are out.
in the Schindler's List is that one where the Nazi has the Jew on the knees. He's just trying to shoot him with a gun, but it keeps jamming. Eric's just like, God damn, come on.
He's told me before it's that scene and the curb stomp scene from American History X. Those are his 2 favorite scenes in all of film history.
I've actually never seen
we have
either
got
of those 2 movies.
We are bending this joke into the ground. We have got to get off the Eric Nazi
I
joke.
gotta come up with some new
Look,
jokes.
Hey, we have got to get off this train. We
Yeah.
have got to get to the final destination here.
Let's
Go
talk.
take a shower, Eric.
I mean, maybe we could. I mean,
We
while
are
we're
running
talking,
out of gas on
This
this
is
bit.
becoming campy.
while we're talking about people who believe that they're better than other people, maybe we can rag on Patrick for being a monarchist over here
Yeah.
and believing that he was inherently born better than all of the rest of humanity because God said so.
Well, Hitler did believe himself to be a king, and so that's really
What does my Fuhrer mean?
Mein Führer. It just means
like-
my emperor.
Yeah, like my leader.
Did you know, I learned this apparently on our Discord, but did you know goddamn Sherman served 36 years in the Army?
Yeah, dude, I saw that.
Holy
God damn,
shit.
that guy must have been miserable.
He must have been. Did you read that quote I posted?
I mean,
No, what did he say?
Basically, what the fuck did he say?
I was gonna say if he served 36 years, you do realize that that's not a contract. That's like 8 contracts. Like he kept
36
signing
years
back
is like
up.
career. That's
Yeah,
like career
like-
officer.
That. If he didn't want to do it, he could have stopped after 4 or 6 or something.
Yeah,
you know?
Sure.
Here's his quote. He said, "I confess without shame, I am sick and tired of fighting. Its glory is all moonshine. Even success, the most brilliant, is over dead and mangled bodies, with the anguish and lamentations of distant families appealing to me for sons, husbands, and fathers. 'Tis only those who have never heard a shot, never heard a shriek and groan of the wounded and lacerated, to cry aloud for more blood, more vengeance, and more desolation."
It's okay. He got tired of war.
Yeah, I got a little tired of it.
That's such a
pretty-
good fucking quote, though.
Pretty fucking fair.
Yeah.
Little
Pretty
sick of it.
fucking fair. 36 years. He was
Well,
probably
you know who
pretty
he is, though,
enthusiastic
right?
at
You know who
first.
Sherman is.
General Sherman?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The one they named the
The one who burned down
M1 Abrams tank after.
The one who, yeah, the one who burned down Atlanta.
Yeah, the guy that burned down Atlanta. He was scorched earth all the way down here, and he just fucked things up.
And
But
it
apparently he
fucked him
hated
up.
war. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he do that? Like, was that
Yeah,
his
total war's
36th
a
year,
bitch.
you think?
Huh?
You think that was his 36th year?
That was his last.
He was
no,
like, nah, fuck this.
No, I think he did that. I think he hated it, but I think he went, well, there's another 12 years I gotta go do.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
that was year 24.
Yeah. That was year 5. And he was like, I guess I'm just doing this for the rest of my life. This is
Apparently,
all-
like him, Grant, and Lincoln were like just
Buddies?
the trio.
Buddies?
Yeah, they were the trio.
Wait, is he the guy that slept in the bed with Lincoln? Did he fuck Lincoln?
I hope so.
Oh my God, Sherman x Lincoln?
Ooh, I'd
To
ship
a
it.
BL?
He
I
had
would
Mary
ship
Todd, and then he had Mary Rod.
Jesus Christ, Eric. Such a good joke. Fuck me. How will I ever fucking...
Eric, look at these eyes.
Yeah,
And-
dude, look at the picture of him. Patrick, put up the picture of General Sherman. Just look at
Tell
how
me.
fucking dead he is to, like, the world.
That is a painting.
Well, yeah, I know that, but look at that painting.
I mean-
look how bad
Yeah, but
it
look at the
is.
painting, dude. I mean, look at his eyes. Just
He
fucking...
looks like he's ready to burn down the next city in Georgia down the way, man. Like
Hell yeah,
he looks
dude.
pissed off.
And he ought to be.
I mean, yeah. The Civil War needed to end.
Yeah, slavery was a thing. He knew
Yeah.
what had to be done.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I know a lot of the
That's what the
Union
Civil War was
didn't
about, right? It was
specifically
about
care.
slavery
Did you
and
see
nothing
that,
else.
Nikki Haley could not
Minaj?
Yeah, could not say what the Civil War is about.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
I mean-
like someone
You
was
think they were
on-
trying to push her and she was just like, I don't want to say the wrong thing, so she didn't say anything?
That could be the case, but it also doesn't seem that hard just to go. Yeah, it was about slavery. We shouldn't do that.
Yeah, she could have done that, but I think I think her base
It's
would
almost
have not
it's almost
liked
like
that.
her base would really like to take us back 200 years.
Nah,
or
they would have
so.
said states' rights. They would have been like, oh, it's states' rights.
for
She could have just
what?
said
Yeah,
that.
to do what?
To do what?
Yeah, to do what? What was the states'
to
rights
retain
about?
their economic status and to make proper money through the
Through-
cotton
What fucks me up
industry.
The
about
cotton
those-
industry, yes, yes,
Uh,
yes.
which was under threat of something.
Yeah, what fucks me up specifically about those arguments about like lost cause shit, which we are just saturated with in the South.
Oh yeah, the lost cause bullshit.
Yeah,
That's like-
dude.
What is that? I don't know what
The
this
lost
is.
cause was a concerted effort about from the survivors of the Confederacy, who basically they wanted to make the war not seem as bad as it was and not not as immoral as it was.
downplay the slavery.
Yeah,
part.
so like
Oh, okay,
for example,
so like the KKK people.
Yeah. So like,
More or
or
less.
the Daughters of Confederate Soldiers, or the Daughters of Confederacy were really big at pushing the lost cause theory. For
and they're
example,
also still a thing.
I was
and-
going to
And
say,
they're
I
still
know
a thing.
they are.
yeah,
if
I've
that
been-
concerns you, go look at the donation
Oh, it's
list of
still-
places that donate to them and that they donate to, and
the lost cause
probably a few
theory is still
restaurants you'll stop going
perpetuated
to.
to this day.
You want a thing though? A lot of those people that are donated to those people don't realize that that's what it's about. They're just there for
Yes.
the historic preservation.
That
of
is
it.
true.
They're
but-
just like the Civil War was cool, and I want to know everything about it because I wish that I
and
had
the
been
reason
around
for
that time.
is because they've been so successful in pushing this lost cause theory.
Yep.
And what it does is downplay what the Civil War is about, obviously, because they're like, it was about states' rights, it was about northern aggression,
Yeah.
it was about avoiding taxes.
Yeah.
Taxes
How dare
for
these
what?
aggressive
State rights
Northerners-
for what? Why
why
did they
were
come
the-
down here?
Yeah, why were the Northerners being aggressive? What were they?
What exactly caused this?
What were they worried about that you were doing that they were coming down?
Look,
here and
man,
tell you
Look,
you
hold on,
couldn't
hold
do?
on, hold
like,
on. Now, shut up. It's not that black and white.
Very, the Stonewall Jackson's a mythical figure in their eyes.
Yeah, and what you do is you use the truth to lie.
Yes.
Because, a fact is like, you could easily pick, like you reach into the basket and you pick this guy who's like,
They'll point out that,
random redneck
Lee-
who just like joins up and shoots guns at, people coming down to tell me I can't be me.
Right,
Whatever.
But when
And,
you look at his like commander's journal entry, he'll be like, "Yeah, and I made that slave dig a trench, and that's why we're fighting to keep him."
Yeah.
And it's like Jesus.
That trench sure was good, I tell you what.
Yeah.
That boy dug
don't
my
get me
latrine.
wrong.
Lee,
the aristocrats in the South didn't give a half a fuck about the poor whites either. But
No.
The
by,
poor
like,
whites knew
pivoting
why.
towards this,
But
you're trying to
also-
obfuscate.
but also, the poor whites also knew why.
Some of those poor whites were really concerned about the fact that they were on the bottom of white
Yeah.
society. If blacks and whites were
equal,
equal,
then they'd be
they'd
on the
just
bottom of
be
all
on the
society.
bottom of all society. You're right. So it's like, well, I know I'm better than a.
Say
yeah,
it, Eric. You've got the mustache.
Go Leonardo.
Hey,
got the mustache for it.
African-American gentleman.
Robert E. Lee is a famous one where they'll be like, he released his slaves, but they'll leave out the part where he was forced to because the Union took over his goddamn house.
Patrick, just leave some space there and then just bleep when Eric says that at the end.
Oh,
Thank you.
damn it. Yeah. that's fair. I walked right into that.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
never-
say that again, Will. I'm sorry, I wasn't listening to you. I was too dizzy thinking
so-
about Eric saying the N-word.
Remind me to never say the word Heil anywhere near the word. Oh, you thought you'd be able to splice it together, didn't you? Ah, shit, I said Hitler like 8 times already. Fuck, it doesn't matter anymore. Fuck, I should have
Man,
never said Heil.
every racist shouldn't just have a podcast. You know what I'm saying? That guy was right.
Yep,
Jesus.
God, we're
Yeah,
such
so Robert E.
racists,
Lee is
right?
a famous figure of theirs for like, they'll be like, he released his slaves, but then, they won't tell you that it was because the Union took over his house and released his slaves.
Oh,
All right,
okay.
honestly, there's so much like
Or,
rewrites
like-
and propaganda and shit where they left out like certain aspects that I'm just like, look, I'm tired of listening to the deep dives from different sides trying to tell me all the details. The Civil War was about slavery in every roundabout way possible. And while every person in the South isn't evil, that is the evil thing that war was about.
I do have
Okay,
a question.
can we move
Like,
on?
what do they get out of it these days? Like, what's
Money
the
mostly.
Yeah, you just get a lot of donations.
Yeah.
Money, clout, and reaffirmations to their racist ideas.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know,
Yeah, I
standard
imagine
echo
it's probably
chamber
a
shit.
lot more the first one than the third one, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, but it's,
Money's number one in everything, pretty much.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm
If
sure
it-
by now it's mostly about the money, but I mean, affirmations about your shitty ideals.
If no one was funding any of the racists, then there would be very, very few.
Who funds the KKK?
Me.
You.
This podcast.
I hope
Some
not.
American
I hope not.
politicians.
We need
you
Patreons.
know,
Don't tell them that.
donations from confused racists.
Confused
I guess,
racists. What are they, black and they just don't know what they're doing?
Dave Chappelle.
What do you mean they're confused?
I would imagine that racism in and of itself is a state of confusion to a
Probably,
certain degree.
to some
you know,
degree,
I mean,
yeah.
I kind of feel like,
One might call it
dismissing another
mental
human
disease.
based on what they just look like is dumb. All people look goofy, and quite frankly, like, shitty people exist in all areas. I'm just
Before we
hoping for
run
the
out of
best every
time,
time I meet a human.
and before I don't get the chance to do this new segment of the podcast,
Yeah, your favorite.
whole new
season.
segment.
He's
Yeah.
been really holding out for this, dude. I'm really excited for this
It's
one.
tea time with Will. Eric.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Patrick, play the theme song.
Spill that tea, spill that tea. Will's gonna spill that tea all over me.
All right, I guess I'm actually writing a song now. All right.
Speaking of confused racist, Steven Crowder, right? He deleted literally all of his social medias except for like his YouTube show, right?
Okay.
No. So the grapevines have been telling me, Eric, that his divorce is going absolutely awful.
And Will has so many contacts in the Steven Crowder.
I'm guessing there's
So
a lot of
counter.
DMs that he wants to go way away.
Yeah. So
All
like,
of a
apparently
sudden-
he's trying to convince the judge to like give him partial custody or maybe full custody of his kids and stuff. And I gotta tell you, man, one of the steps I would not take to convince someone I'm not hiding anything or trying to be shady is deleting
Destroying
all
the
of
evidence.
my socials. Oh
Yeah,
my god.
it's just like I swear it.
And, like, what a business
tomorrow
move,
that I
right?
have never sexted a minor. Just let me stop by my house for a minute.
I gotta delete some stuff.
Viewers, just in case you were ever concerned, the best way to get rid of a hard drive is to take it out of your computer and then drill 3 holes in it using a drill. That way, no
Can I use a
information.
powerful magnet?
No, you could. However, there is no agency on Earth that can recover a hard drive from having 3 holes drilled in it. So if you ever need to get rid of all of that stuff that Eric keeps on his computer, then you need to drill 3 holes in it.
I
Anyway, this has been the
legitimately do
AnythingCast.
not understand how people like keep so like
Child pornography on
yeah,
the
like
computer.
people get caught for like having it on the computer. Why the fuck do you keep it on your computer?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
Why
I haven't
would you?
saved porn to my computer since 2002.
Yeah, like
Like,
what the
when I
fuck?
had like Kazaa, one of those LimeWire spin-off things.
who
and I was
does
just,
that? Who saves porn photos onto their computer?
It has to be like a thing where like you can't get it readily, right?
Yeah, it
like
has to
it's
be
like you come
distributors.
across
like hardcore gooners that need it even in areas where they don't have access to the internet. for some reason.
Well, I mean, that's got to be the type of people that are like pedophiles in the first place, right? They obviously have like a
right,
sexual.
because they have to hide it and get it away from people. Yeah.
Also,
okay.
they're obviously sexual deviants in the first place. They're probably addicted to the concept, anyways.
And also, here's another thing: is they might have to get it via physical media.
Oh, that's a
and
good
then
point.
they download it to their computer.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
And then destroy the
Like, it's on a- it's on a
like,
USB
destroy the
or
flash
something?
drive.
Yeah.
They like buy a flash
oh,
drive
that makes a
using
lot
code
more
words
sense. Yeah.
from like
Okay.
someone else online. So they get it via physical media. And then what are you gonna do? Post it online?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
No,
for
yeah,
real.
like
Yeah,
you
no, that
destroy
makes a
the
lot of
flash
sense. Put this
on my
drive and
Google
then
Drive,
download
bro.
it to your computer.
Let me
I
upload
guess.
it to the cloud real quick.
It's going to my
like-
Dropbox.
I'm sure that's happened.
Let me just drop you a mega file.
Well, this is Anything Cast.
Yeah, I'm Patrick.
I'm Patrick. No, I'm Patrick.
Wait, I'm Patrick.
And
I
I'm
said
Will.
The thing. The guy who says the thing is Patrick.
Oh, okay.
I get to be Patrick
Okay,
now.
you're you're
Look,
Patrick.
hey, look at him. He is Patrick now.
I am Patrick now.
I know we're like running against time, but real quick, do you see that the
We're literally already over time.
Did
What
you
do
see that the pirates in Somalia are kicking back up again?
I'm just going to end the
think we talked
podcast
about
on
that.
that.